Hi and welcome to the fourth tutorial on the good old microbit. Microbit is a small portable computer which you can get from your library for free. They're also very cheap, about £16 for the basic kit. So they're a fantastic method to learn how to code and also in general just to get creative, which is what we're doing with the Ideas Hub for the Chelmsford Light Trail. So today we're going to be looking at servos, which are little robotic motors. Let me just show you this. This is a servo. It's a small robotic arm that we can code to move, and it's what we're going to be looking at how to code today. So I've got a couple here. You're going to see them in more detail soon. So these are servos, and they are small robotic arms that we can fit onto a microbit and code to move. And you might think, oh, it doesn't look that big, it's not that interesting. But actually, for our installation, these could be absolutely fantastic, because what we can do is we can stick things to these arms to move or rotate, and we can obviously change the code to decide how much they rotate, and what they have on them can be part of the design. Like I've been saying in the other two tutorials, we can also create a microbit which could interact with these, so for example, if I had a microbit and I'm walking down the street and I come across the installation, I could make the installation kind of go a bit crazy by connecting to it through radio waves, which I really, really, really hope we see happen, because these are cheap or free and it's really, really easy to do. Also, kids are more than welcome to join us in our Saturday club, where we'll be looking at these and designing an installation, and hopefully, if lockdown ends, we'll be back in person at the Art Space, which is the Ideas Hub new space managed by them. So let me take you to, no, not that. This is what I want to show you. Right, so learning to code and to make the robotic arms move. Let's have a look here. So you go to this website, makecode.microbit.org, and create new project. I'm going to call it Vicky Servo Create. And it's the same thing that happened last time. So we don't have the robotics thing in here. So we need to find an extension to help us move our servos. And it has a special name, which is, my computer works, because I don't know off by heart. The Kitronic robotics board. So I'm going to click extensions to come here. So yesterday we used the NeoPixel. Look, here we've got a Kitronic motor driver, a Kitronic servo light. That's actually a robot that moves around. How cool is that? You can get so creative with this, it's pretty amazing. So, Kitronic robotics board. Robotics board without this extension. I've obviously spelt it a bit wrong. I don't know why they write it so weird. Kitronic. Let's just put that in and see what we find. Oh my goodness, I've got so many, but this is the right one. Custom blocks for Kidtronic. Okay. Bam. So now we have this extension in our library. So this is the emulator. This is the amazing thing that means we don't need to actually have a microbit with us. We can do this workshop for free at home and learn to code. This is our library of different codes: inputs, basic, music, LEDs, and this is our workspace where we write the code. Just thought I'd go over that. So if I click on robotics, we've got a number of things here. Servos, motors, settings. So we've got a number of, if I click that, we've got a number of things that we can go through. So the same as we did yesterday, we're going to code a microbit to tell us what code is on that microbit, because if we plug it into the NeoPixel board, we could blow it. So I'm going to write servo in here, and then so that we know that it's on all the time, and using the battery power, we're going to add a tiny little dash so that we know that it's using up battery, which is actually really important because otherwise our batteries will be dead really quickly. I'm not going to use forever. Oh, goodness! Right now, so here we are, we can already see that it's working. It's saying servo as soon as it's on, and it's holding that 3 LEDs that come alight. Right, we're going to have an input on button A pressed. So this nesting block will allow us to have a bit of fun. And we're going to set the servo, and this is where we can control the degrees. So these servos that we're using are, they can't move in a complete circle, so they can't go just, they can only do 90 degrees. So we're going to be quite careful and think about what number of degrees we put in for the first part. We can go over it later, so you've got a little thing here, or you can type in, whoa, that won't work, 90 degrees. We can get servos, we can buy ones which can do more. Now, what Laura has suggested, who's put all these worksheets together, I actually don't really know much about this, I'm just kind of learning as I go, is she suggested that when we control, write the program, we code the microbit screen to have kind of a sign on it. So it's going to say servo. I'm going to press A. You know what? I'm going to change that. We have a sign on it so that it says 90 degrees, yeah? So it's like a straight up arrow. Right, I'm going to change servo because I think it's too long. Just S. Oh no, what I mean. S for servo, N for NeoPixel. And we're going to add some more. Actually, let's put a pause in. So I'll see what happens. We'll do a 2-second pause. And the next one, we'll do a small degrees. Why don't we do 10? I'm laughing because I'm just following exactly what Laura's suggesting. And then add some more lights. I mean, the lights, these are really useful to try and debug your code, and I think it's a good practice for you to do. And I'm not speaking from experience, I'm speaking from what I've heard Laura say. But they're not going, the servos will still move without the show LED blocks. These are just to kind of, so you can see on your microbit what's going on. Now I'm hoping that my camera is going to show me a nice view today of, so you can see the screen, but it's not showing that, so it's really annoying. So I'm going to just do this, almost shut my laptop. So this is kind of our setup. We've got our microbit plugged into the board, and this board pretty much looks the same as the board which had was on the extension. So when we looked at for the extension, it was the same thing. So here's the microbit. We're going to plug that into the computer, download the code, and put it back in here. If you want to buy one of these, you can obviously, or you can just come to our free workshops. But something to realise, like when I look at the microbit, I see this little thing as two little eyes, and this is his body, and it's kind of got two hands, which are the buttons. So if that's his body and his eyes are looking outwards, you have to be careful about how you put this into the board. That's the wrong way. This is the back of the microbit. We've got the BBC microbit, and a lot of our sensors are at the back, a reset button at the top there. We're going to plug it in so it's facing forward, and his tail, I'm calling it him, could be a girl, her tail is behind. So I'm really looking at it quite abstractly so that I don't make the mistake of messing it up. So I've got my microbit in the board, and I've got 3 servos at the moment attached, and they are actually labelled on the board. I'm going to be really gentle and take these off. Ah, that didn't feel gentle. Come on. And what isn't my... I really wanted my camera to work, and it did work, and now it's not. Anyway, take these off. We've actually got room for up to 8 servos, and I don't know if you can see this, but next to these pins there are a little label saying servo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are the pins which we attach the servos to, and these wires could be extended. So it doesn't, like, all the limitations you can see can basically be amended. The hardware can be amended. Right, I'm hoping now that I can bring up the new scene. It's not working. Doesn't want to. Okay. So I can add more servos, and I have more here. Encased in tons of plastic, unfortunately. So they're a specific weight, which you're going to have to consider if you enter the competition to design. You can't have heavy things on these, it's got to be light. So that might be feathers, stuff made out of paper. We have a number of sites, and the site that we want to put forward to the public to design for the competition is a window site. So you don't have to think about weatherproofing, you don't have to make your wires weatherproof. You don't have to worry about the microbit getting wet. It's like going to save so much bother when you start designing it, which is amazing for you. Not amazing for us when we have to do the outside sites. So let's plug this in and download my code. Let's show you the code again. I've just made a really simple one, but we'll see what happens. So here it is. Really basic. And we go to the big purple download button. I'm wondering if the camera's just died. Text downloaded, and I will go to my downloads, got all my code from yesterday, and I need to plug in my microbit, I forgot him. And wait for it to kind of show up here. So many microbit bits of code that we've got here. Maybe this USB port's not playing today. There we go. Let's flash the code over to the physical microbit. There isn't like an emulator of the servos on the microbit thing, which is a bit of a limitation. But I think this is more about you guys understanding how to do it, and obviously you can come to the workshops or whatever. Yay, I've got my new scene now, so you can see my hand doing stuff. Just what you wanted. Christmas come early. So this is going to go in here. Switch these over. Yeah. So facing forward, tail behind in here. Now, I forgot, I mean, no, I didn't forget, because I got taught that the brown is ground on the wire, the red is voltage, and the yellow cables are often data. And it was the same with our NeoPixels. So there's actually like a little, I have to move this over. This battery box is so heavy. You can't see that. I'm not even gonna try. You would be able to see it if you were here, but you would only be doing this like if you were super keen anyway, and you would probably know to look for ground, signal, and data. And we can support you if you come into the art place when we open up to do this. So these have to go in a certain way, otherwise I don't know what will happen. It might blow up. I really hope it doesn't blow up, because that would be so stressful. I would not like it. So I've got my servos. I thought that what I could do is like open up some more. So I'm going to do that. It's kind of like opening presents. It is a present. Let's see if I can run like 100 servos. No, I can't run 100. There's only 8 that can be run. But we can have more than one microbit. So these like pop on, but they also have teeny weeny screws that can go in the top. Right, I need to focus on the code too much because this is kind of boring for you all watching me. Just do this, just skip ahead in the video if you're not watching live. Okay, I've got 4. I put the code in that, didn't I? Yeah. I'm going to turn it on and let's see what happens. Now there's only code for 2 servos, so I don't 100% know what will happen. And let's zoom you in a bit. Let's focus it. Oh, that's nice and clear. It looks like I'm on a ship as the table's bent. Right, it was on input A, if you remember, code. So I'm going to press. So fucking fiddly. That's why we need a nice art installation for all this to sit in. I'm going to press A. And hope my hand's not in the way. Something moved. One thing moved. Maybe I only... Fine, fall on the floor, I don't care. Okay, so I am coding 1 to move this one. Wow, you can't see it. Nice. Let's go back to the code. Right, let's make this more fun. Let's add, aha. So see where it says set servo 1, set servo 1. We can change this to, right, let me fully concentrate on coding. So we can duplicate this, add it in. We've got 4. I can add more. Why not add more? I'm wondering. I mean, how do you show 30 degrees? I mean, that's roughly 45. Whack that down. So I will put the pauses in, but I want to try it without the pauses as well, just so I know what it's like. I might, yeah, let's make some more. Duplicate. Just make a really short pause, half a second. I'm also going to show you right now here. These are all going to be made available online. So Laura has done an amazing job and put together these worksheets which talk you through how to start doing things with the microbit. Really, really, really amazing worksheets, really useful. The videos are going to be next to the worksheets, so you can watch me be not as useful, but it might help, hopefully. So, we are on Servos today, and here is her worksheet telling you how to find the servo, what they look like, how you can find the, just loads of links, amazingly helpful, how to find the Kictronic robotics board to put into your library, just really, really good, really. So let's go back to our code. Right, I've got 4. I'm thinking I'd like them to move all at the same time. I haven't read Laura's instructions like thoroughly, but I'm hoping that I won't break it. So this will be 1 moving, then 2 moving, then 3 moving, then 4 moving. You know what? I'm not going to wait 5 seconds, so let's make that 1. Let's download this code and see what happens. I'm going to turn this off. So from my experience of playing around with this and running NeoPixels, this is the easiest kit to make work, which is really, really, really helpful because you want it to work, right? You don't want to be like, oh, why is it shorted? Oh, why is it not plugging in? Why is it not working? So in my experience, I've found this the easiest. I haven't actually played around with the code, but I built it over Zoom. But the code seems to be working pretty fine. So it's a win-win. So let's go back to this view. Put this in. Turn it on. And it says S for servo, showing us it's on. And press play. That was such a tiny movement. I guess I did like a 10% move, did I? A 10 degree? Go away. No, I did 90 degrees. Hey ho. Let's try it again. Let's go back to this view and press A. So check out, watch these little white things, it should move. Some of them on the floor, they don't balance, they're only 8 grams each, so it's like picking up a pinch of salt. Nothing's working. It stopped working, and I have no idea why. How about I turn it off, and then turn it on? No, it doesn't like me anymore. Aww, you were moving so well. Okay, these things happen. Let's go back to the code. Probably work again in a little while. Right, I want to move one, like, I want to move them at the same time. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm going to have a go. So let's just make this one rather than all 4. I think actually because there isn't like a servo emulator, the LEDs are kind of useful because it shows you going that way, and it kind of can give you a sense of the timing. Although I have just copied that, so if I make that different, I mean you could just do a little pattern. That is not the idea, but behind it, but I don't see why. If you're just using it for timing. Okay, so that is just servo 1. Let's see what that's like. Let's download that. So when you come up with your design or your designs, it'd be really nice to see the thought process of how the digital elements of the installation will work and move. And it'd be nice if they had like a meaning. Let's see how this goes. Alrighty. Let's see if it works. It didn't work for a second. It's much harder doing this, like, I don't know which one is servo 1, but I could find it with the wires. Servo 1 is this one. Let's see what happens. Oh! Yeah. Again. Right. Now I want it to be a bit faster. Half a second is like, Laura said don't go any faster than half a second. So I'm going to stick to that. Also, some of these degree changes are so small. Let's change that to like 120. We can't go above 180 with this type of servo, but you can buy servos that can go all the way around if you want to. If you want to buy your own kit, or if you want to come and play with ours, then yeah, you can do that too. Let's download this code. It's great having like the kit here and being able to play and learn with you. I feel very privileged actually. but I'm more than happy if you send me the code. I don't think anyone sent me the code yesterday. Not that I know of anyway. And then I can play it for you live or Zoom you separately. I don't mind. Whatever, float your boat. Okay. I can't actually remember what I changed. What did I change? Let's just see. Okay, so I just made it faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's awesome. Should we break some rules? Should we go faster than Laura suggested? I mean, what could go wrong? I don't know. So we could make this for servo 1, 2 and 3 at the same time. I'm going to try and do that before past before I finish the live stream. So let's download this. It'd be really cool to have them all moving simultaneously, or them all moving in a row. Like I'm imagining, like you could have like little maybe insects or something like on these and have them move. You could do so much. You could do like the life cycle of a butterfly and have like caterpillar to butterfly and have the butterfly one move really fast at the end. Like there's so much you can do with this. Actually amazing. Like if you start thinking about it, especially for schools. And it's really not that hard. Like I think a lot of people are like, oh my god, this is so techie. It's really not that techie. Like just try it and then you'll see how easy and simple they've made this. I will make sure that all those resources and these videos are on the Ideas Hub website by the weekend for sure. And then you can watch back and read the resources, play around with the testy thingy, majiggy, and kind of eat your heart out, really. And Servos. Okay, so it might blow up. Let's see what happens. So it should be this one that goes. It hasn't blown up, but it's decided not to work. Oh, I haven't turned it on. Haven't turned it on. It works fine with a really small gap. That's great. Let's watch it again. Really, like I need like a Barbie's arm or something that I could stick to it so it's like waving. Or I'm looking around the kitchen to see if there's anything I could. It's not really any, like everything's like half an avocado. No, that's not going to work. So it can only take 8 grams, by the way. Right, back to the code and let's see if we can change the input for a start, I reckon. So we've got input's pink, bright pink. Let's get rid of on button A press. Boring. Let's put something more fun. Don't really want to do shake because it's in like a board and that could be confusing. Sorry, I'm just thinking. I just want to see, I don't know if this will work, on, I wonder if I can change, no, I thought maybe I could say like when it's, there is a way, it's just I don't know it. Might be logic. If I know what to do. Okay, put it in forever. Okay, if, check this out, I think it will work. It's really warm in this room. Alright, where's the input? If, yeah. Is that gonna go in there? What? What? Oh, I got all excited. Ooh. You can just literally learn so much from this. I did a temperature. I made it into a thermostat. Okay, I'm not smart enough for that right now. Haven't learned that yet. Let's put forever in. I'm just wondering how you can get them all to go simultaneously. Oh, I guess if it's going forever, then it will just go forever. Okay, well, let's see what happens. This is why we're doing it, to learn, right? So now I'm going to do 2, and just because of time, oh my god, I can't believe it's 4:30 already. I'm only going to do 1 more of these. Let's see if this works. We'll just see if we can get 2 to work simultaneously. Actually, and I'm not giving any pauses or anything, but that's really important. So I need to make sure I do that. Duplicate. I'm not putting the pictures in just to save time. Okay, this will work or it won't. I hope it does, so we can end on a high. Let's find out. So Servos 6, pop that in there. I don't know why it opened up soon. Okay. On is forever. It should just work. 1 and 2. Where are you? They're here. I'll hold them here so you can see. I need to turn it on. So they're not working simultaneously, but it's lovely to see my little sequence. I think it'd be just fab if someone made an installation that changed when you came along with your own microbit that was tuned into the radio waves. I mean, we live in Chelmsford, right? Like, radio waves are really important things. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to say bye-bye, and I'll see you tomorrow to learn about those radio waves. So that is going to be really exciting. I have got tons of microbits here for the community group sessions, so I can turn a couple into radios, hopefully. Fingers crossed. All right, bye-bye.